Ha! You thought this was gonna be a dope movie trailer? Nope. I mean, have you met me? I'd never. Today I'm gonna learn you a thing that I learned 2 hours ago when I had to remake this assignment because of reasons and then had to change the rhetorical analysis I did. That was a joke. Please don't fail me. So let's talk about one of the themes of ceremony, the destructiveness that occurs between cultures. This is most seen through Tayo's racial plight between his Native American heritage and his shamed white heritage, which is symbolized through witchery. The contact between Native American and white cultures and ceremony is a very bad, toxic relationship. The white people are plaguing and raping these Native Americans, attempting to wipe out their culture and dehumanizing them, and then forcing them to fight their wars because the Native Americans' language can be used as a complex code. So obviously, the Native Americans, not a big fan of white people. But they still long for the respect that the white people are given, even though they're given that respect out of fear. Now, Tayo is mixed. He's white and Native American. Now, you think that'd give him the best of both worlds, but I don't. You see, he's treated poorly by the white people because he's half Native American, and then he's treated poorly by Native Americans, including most of his family, because he's half white. Last but not least, he treats himself poorly because of the plight of his heritage. For a large portion of the book, it's inferred that white people are completely devoid of the humanity that the natives hold, and that they're completely separate from their culture. But, plot twist! White people are actually an invention of Native American witchcraft. The story of the competitive witches on pages 132 through 138, when they have a contest whoever can make the worst thing, basically confirms this. And, no surprise, the worst thing is white people. White people, set in motion, to destroy, to kill, objects to work for us, objects to act for us, performing the witchery for suffering, for torment, for the stillborn and the dead. Basically, white people are bad to natives because some Navajo witches laughed at one and she was like, "Y'all gonna die." Notice that in the story, white people are directly linked to witchery. This means that Tayo blames a large portion of his guilt on this witchery, causing him to become racist to white people. But the witchery doesn't just affect Tayo, as white people are still part of Native American culture. This is seen through Emo, Leroy, and Pinky, through the extreme violence they deal onto Harley on pages 250 through 253. In fact, this violence is described as the sounds of witchery, but Emo, Leroy, and Pinky are full Native. This creates an even stronger connection between white culture and Native culture. By the end of the novel, Tayo has completed his ceremony. He has accepted both his heritages and expelled the witchery from his body. Those who didn't, however, all died or moved away. We can infer this by the four "it is dead for nows" on page 261. Each one represents a character that held the witchery: Tayo, Emo, Leroy, and Pinky. And it's so unfortunate that the bad ones, get the worst fate.